that thing?
I didn't want to turn it on. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure so that I didn't get there and go, oh, it's not right. So I'll have links to some info. I didn't do like anything online on how to do this, but there's a guy that he's actually the guy that sells the vacuum chambers that I buy. He has a good tutorial on how to make this. It's not tough, but if you want plans, he's got all this stuff. This takes about to get about I'd say about an inch, like to get this size. I usually put about 8 ounces in each cup. That should give you what you want. One thing, the way that you dye it. So I'm gonna mix these two colors, these two cups of A and B part into one. If you're doing multiple colors, then you're gonna have to break out from that original, clear, and add your colors separately. That'll allow you to kind of play with it. So I'm gonna do. Trying to think here. I'll do another one where I'm doing that. I'm just going to make a red, clear, glow in the dark pen. So make sure you zero out your pen too. I've had issues. You could wear safety glasses if you. That's way too much.
It's like bubbly beer.
Is that normally that thick?
Yeah, like I said, the cooler it gets, the chunkier this stuff. This is the part V clear. The white stuff is not like this, and I don't know what the difference is. You can get it thinner by heating it up again.
What's the setup time?
The time?
Time is
I mix vigorously and get it in the pot. It literally will probably go off and it starts heating up right away. So
How many
here,
ounces do you have in there right now?
this is about 10.2. I went a little over on the first one.
1 to 1, correct?
1 to 1. 10.3. 10.2. Ounces.
The thing you can't do is once you pump stuff like that, you can't do that.
You're just trying to get a beat.
Yeah.
If they're off one, what happens?
You need to get it pretty close. I think if you put too much of one in, the resin or the hardener, I think you're going to get more brittle or more spongy. If you don't put enough hardener in, it won't harden fully. Add the color to the part A, I think. The only problem is then you have no clue when this stuff is actually fully mixed. What happens is when I dump the A and the B together, it's going to cloud up a little bit, and the more you mix it, the clearer it's going to get, and when it's dead clear, it's mixed now. I think they say you can mix for 3 minutes or something like that. I don't measure the time. I just make sure that there's no trails of kind of a cloudiness, basically. It's going to want to be dead clear. You'll have bubbles in there if you're mixing vigorously, but no cloudiness is what I'm looking for. And I even spray. I don't know what the toxicity is of these powders. I don't think I'd breathe them if I were you, but I don't think they're terrible, but I wouldn't recommend breathing them too much. Can you what?
Shake this.
Stir it?
But it's a good thing and shake them both together.
Oh, maybe.
Work at a,
As long as it mixes.
we get this,
I filled my cup a little too much.
and then we gotta follow acid. And I take her home for the kids to see me do it, so I'm gonna put it, party acid in that milk, just go. And it's changed to coffee. So I'm gonna slow rubber, just that quick,
Those are gonna stick together.
but it wasn't milk.
It's not so much like epoxy
So,
where it's gonna. And if I was gonna add wood or anything like that, I just literally dump it in there first. You know, the only issues you might have is if it's something that's gonna be floating, you can put something over it to keep it down. I forgot to add the red.
A couple of them stir sticks in the wood.
I think Alumilite tells you can use about 5% by volume or by weight of the color. I just kind of add it.
Looks like you didn't really add very much, but it looks like it's really colored.
Yeah, well, it's hard to tell before it actually sets up. Yeah.
Do you keep formulas of the colors that have worked for you, or you just do whatever comes out of there?
Well, so far I just kind of play with it.
Okay.
I don't. You can get pretty consistent results if that's your thing and you want to make sure that you're going to consistently do stuff. But I mean, I can pretty consistently make those same blanks every time with the sagebrush, just by kind of knowing where how I put the sagebrush in there. And but I don't really care. It's not like I measure how much color I put in there. Okay.
Now get up really close with your camera.
Oh, glow in the dark, man. You guys are. I'm all crazy right now. I can't do this.
I want the most.
Does it glow in the dark? Dust.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes it turn glow.
Yeah, it's a phosphorescent powder.
Well, that will be fun. We can turn off the lights here and find it.
What kind of music do you usually listen to?
Music,
What you're doing now.
Sublime,
I don't know if you need like some place to put your stick down on.
a little bit of reggae. I don't know. Lately, I've been listening to the '80s channel on Pandora.
I'm sorry.
It's awesome.
Awesome mix number 1 and 2.
60s little classic.
hey, I remember all that.
I've made a mess.
They missed it with that movie by not using 8-track.
Do you know how high that's set?
110 maybe?
Just to make sure it's higher than. Because I got a regular on this. Now, you got to make sure that this thing is tight. That might be another thing that people have had problems with, not tightening it properly.
Your insurance is paid up?
I think I'm going to do it down here.
Yeah, I'm in the front.
Put it in the bathroom if you want.
Well,
So you're releasing the pressure. Okay.
yeah, make sure the pressure is released before you start cracking.
That's never.
It's a lot faster.
Okay. Should we start ducking?
Just because the lid is somewhere in Southern California, but that's not a problem.
It's hard.
Let me
This
touch
stuff's
it.
not.
Yeah, and you didn't put a release agent on there?
Wow, that's hot.
Yeah, I'd say it's not done.
Yeah.
yet.
Okay.
It's still a little hot, but I mean it's pretty close.
Will it continue cooking on its own? How you
Yeah.
gonna get it out of it?
How
How you gonna get out?
You banged it.
all I do is I take these 4 screws out and I just give it a
Bang.
whack,
Yeah.
and it comes right out. Do you have a square drive?
Yeah. Go get one. Shall we?
That's what I forgot. Stuff. I mean, literally, I think I can take it out of the pot in 15 minutes, no problem, and cut it and start turning.
So who do you find? You could go there and literally get hundreds of blanks for $10. It's just ridiculous.
I'm gonna do this on the floor. You just pop it and it comes right out. Now, I had some issues because I was distracted trying to do this. So there's some of this. This is that phosphorescence, but it'll probably glow in the dark down here. Now, it's gonna be. It might be a little hard to see the glow in the dark unless we cut it.
Okay.
So this is still pretty hot. I would actually wait. That's hot.
Real hot?
Touch it.
You're not using this regular saw.
Pretty hot still, so I'm not. It's not cured.
Yeah.
You gotta cut it on that